So this is lesson 2, passing time on the road, family style. In this lesson, we're gonna cover all the things that keep the kids and us occupied on the road, like games, books, art, all those things that are great for the kids in the car, podcasts, education, the adventure pack, and the most important one is the 5-gallon bucket, which is awesome. We're also gonna cover screen time. I'm gonna show you what works well for our family. Because some of these days are long. We have like 6 to 8 hour travel days, which is tough on the kids, but let's dig in. So games for the kids, when we're traveling, we have those long travel days, are super important. We do give them screen, but when they're off the screen, we also have to keep them occupied for hours on end. So some of the games that we have chosen are really fun, like tic-tac-toe. We have a lot of magnet games, which are really cool. Any type of creative game to keep them occupied when they're not, on the screen during those long travel days are really critical. The one thing that we've noticed actually works really, really well is art. So when I talk about that, I mean, it's like, a sketchbook, a thicker sketchbook. Sticker books work really well, but we've really stuck to, thick sketchbooks because they can just draw their brains out. So make sure you have a ton of markers, colored pencils, crayons, paint, all those things that the kids are gonna kind of draw in their sketchbooks with, and it's really, really, really works well. So the other thing that we go back to when the kids are off the screen is podcasts. And podcasts literally have saved our lives. We've gone over 26,000 miles and our kids love podcasts. Some great podcasts that we have listened to. 6 Minute Stories is by far the kids' favorite. We also listen to Stoop Kids and Circle Round. And the other thing that works really well is when the kids are actually on their screen time, Nellie and I, my wife, we listen to podcasts, and I have a slew of podcasts that will be in our checklist that you guys can go through. Some of the other things that we've learned on the road is when we get the kids out in nature, they tend to really want to collect things and bring them back. I remember one of the first times we went out, the back of my truck was like filled with rocks and sticks and shells and everything. So one of the things that I always bring is a 5-gallon bucket. It may seem strange, but it's really great because when you come back from an outing, whether you're biking or hiking or fishing or doing whatever with the kids, they're always coming back with a stick or a rock that they don't want to get rid of. So we always pack them up in a 5-gallon bucket that I take home with us. It's like a physical representation of where you've been, which is super cool. And we found some really cool things. We found some fossils, some teeth, some bones, sticks, rocks, shells. Now our garage is like full of all these really cool memories that our kids have taken back from these adventures. Some other cool things for the kids are adventure packs. Each kid has their own pack and it's kind of geared towards them. My daughter has binoculars and like a natural history books that she can sketch in and draw. My son has like a pocket knife and a compass. We always kind of give them these adventure packs because they feel like they can interact really great with nature out there, and it's fun for them when we say, hey guys, we're going on an adventure, grab your packs. They always get really excited. The other thing that we do is we bring nature books with us, and you can check the nature books out in the checklist as well. They're really great to kind of identify flora and fauna for the kids, so they know the regions that we're in and where we're going and what they can look for. And when they come back and then they're off the screen in the truck, they can actually color in those birds or flowers that they've seen when we're out in nature. So let's talk about screens. I think it's difficult, right? Because we're trying to live a life where we kind of are untethered and not connected to screens. But let's be honest, those long travel days are hard without kind of managing screen time. We do an hour on and an hour and a half off. It works really well with our kids and our family because it gives us the time, Nellie and myself, the time to have quiet for at least an hour at a time during these long drive days. We also try to cap them at about 2 to 3 hours per day when we're driving of total screen time. It actually really is the only time that we allow our kids when we're out here to have their iPads is actually on those travel days. They do not get them in the camper. They do not get them anywhere else. It also gets the kids excited to actually have long travel days because they obviously love the screens. So it's just a better way to do this, and managing that screen time is critical. Up next, navigation.